Hey folks, Jeremiah Wood here, trappingtoday.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about Coni-Pans. So the Coni-Pan is an alternative way to use a trigger in a Coni-Bear or a Bodygrip trap. So this is your standard number 160 Coni-Bear Bodygrip trap. And in this 160 we have the traditional trigger. So this trigger is held on to by that dog, and the animal has to pass through, hit the trigger to set off the trap and get to the bait. There are a few issues with this, particularly with the 160 or 220, say if you're trapping for marten, if you like to catch the occasional weasel, even sometimes a fisher. These animals are, if you took the fur off a marten or fisher, they're a pretty small animal. They really are. And there's not a lot to them. And they can sneak around the side of the trigger, underneath, around here. There's a lot of places they could potentially get around. You can adjust the trigger. Some people spread it out wide and put a little piece of wire in between. There's a lot of different things you can do, but you're gonna have to get them to push that trigger in order to fire the trap. That's a potential problem. The other thing is, a lot of times an animal will refuse to go through and push that trigger wire, and they won't go to get your bait, especially if they're not that hungry. They're a little bit curious, but they just don't want to go through the effort, take the risk of trying to push those wires, or they'll hit them just a little bit, slide around them, or back off. It probably happens more than we think. If the animal's really hungry, or it's a particular animal that's very aggressive, maybe they'll just push right through and you'll get them in your trap. But we want to eliminate refusals as much as possible. So that's where the Coni-Pan comes in. And all this is, it's very simple. You use your standard trigger assembly that you have on most of these body grip traps, and you're going to bend the triggers down. So you bend it almost to a 90-degree angle, and you clip these Coni-Pans on. And the pans are pretty simple. It's just you get a pack of them. I got a pack of a dozen here. And what that does is, all you have to do now is the marten or fisher or coon or weasel or whatever you're trapping, they have a clear opening to go through this trap and get to your bait. To them, all that is a little platform to step over or step on or jump off and toward the bait. And there's a big wide opening here for them to go through. So you tend to have a lot more tendency of those animals to go and pass through your trap without refusing, or without being sort of trap shy, if you will. So the Coni-Pan works good. One thing you got to watch for is make sure on the bottom that your dog and trigger mechanism clears the ground, because if that's stuck on either the ground or your wooden box cubby that your trap is in, that's not going to fire. What I do is I have my springs pushed down against the brackets of the box, so this is going to be up in the air a little bit, and there's going to be no issues with that firing. But that's pretty simple. That's the basics of the Coni-Pan, why you should use it. Hope this helps. Catch you on the next time. Thanks.